Definitely the confidence thing helps because I don't really care what people think about my dance moves. I know they're awesome. I also like to prove that white guys can dance, natural rhythm and everything. Cross training. It is awesome. I credit the fact that I'm still in the business to cross training. One of the biggest things I can tell you is that even if the company never gave you any money, which they do, they subsidize this experience for us, which is amazing. It's the number one thing you can do for your business in 2018. So when talking to you guys last night, I shared the story about how when I was brand new, I went and cross-trained with Curtis. And it was like, there's a difference between listening to a great audio and, listening to a great Vector Connect talk and actually seeing it done, right? It's all hypothetical in your mind until you're like, oh my gosh, I went out to a very slow show in Colorado and I watched Curtis sell at a very small show and sell $4,000. And I was like, what the heck? And that was in 2009 when I was like, that just did not happen and that did not exist in my life. I remember working my butt off for 10 days straight, not eating, breathing, sleeping, Cutco, and barely selling $10,000. My pastor was like, man, he's selling $4,000 in a day. And the opportunity has come so much further, right? And you get to go cross-train with amazing people. My first encouragement to you would be find your cross-trainer in your region, right? They literally just made it so much more accessible to all of us, right? Cross-training. There's now a single person, there's a cross-trainer in every single region, a national cross-trainer that have best practices. Another encouragement would be do it with multiple people. Do it as often as you can. Every campaign, this year alone, I already have three trips planned. I'm coming down here to cross-train with Jason and Luke. I'm gonna go cross-train with Josh again. I've cross-trained with Josh 4 times. I've cross-trained with Curtis, I think 12 times, right? It's do you have a budget set aside for investing back in yourself? That's the best investment you can make, would be the money you spend to go cross-train. And what's awesome is that a lot of times, it's very affordable to do. Get somebody else in your office, in your division, be like, hey, we should go cross-train together and offset the cost. It's a very, very small cost to a massive benefit. Every single year, I found a new program I wanted to master in Cutco, and I was like, cool, who's the master of this program? And what's awesome with all these different conferences, if you were to reach out to your local CSPs or your local DVMs, a lot of times they know who the top people are. Just look at the national reports on a regular basis. Reach out to them. If you don't know, if you're hey, I want to go cross-train with Luke, I want to go cross-train with Josh, I want to go cross-train with Curtis, get their information here. That's how it all started for me. I didn't know who Curtis was, and he definitely, I didn't know, other than that Curtis was a badass, I had no idea who he was. I was like, my DVM told me I should come cross-train with you. Can I have your phone number? He's like, sure. And he gives me his phone number. Sure enough, I call him up. He's like, I don't have a show this weekend, but I'll see if I can find something. We made it work. And the first 6 months of the year, I sold 40,000. Easy there. The next 6 months of the year, I sold 140 grand just from cross-training. There's a massive difference when you get to see a master at work. There are just things you can never know. You can't be taught until you see them. And seeing them live and in person is amazing, right? Take advantage of the opportunity would be my biggest tip to you guys. It's massive. Be intentional about it. You should write down who, if you were to get a list of the national cross trainers, who could you go see within the next 2 months, the next 3 months, the next 5 months. The sooner you do it, the sooner you can start implementing those things. Who do I need to talk to? Who do I need to develop the relationship with? Who do I need to put myself on the radar with in this room who I can go cross-train with? My schedule's already filling up. I know Josh is amazing at doing this. He schedules it all out. He sends out a thing. He's these are the times that are available, right? And the good shows that's the best where you want to go see somebody work, their best events, right? Those fill up fast, but it's an amazing opportunity. So I would just say the biggest thing I could tell you is take advantage of the opportunity. I promise you'll get everything and more out of the experience. It'll be 100% worth it. You'll be able to get to cultivate some amazing relationships with some amazing individuals. And ultimately, just have fun with it. I mean, the coolest thing about doing that is getting to see somebody sell when they're in their flow, getting to see them in their element. It's cool to see the Brandon Browns and the Lukes and the Jasons and the Joshes up here on stage and Curtis, but it's a totally different thing seeing them in the booth. So do it, be intentional, and make it happen.
All right, so I'm new to the program for cross-training. As far as I can remember, about 9-10 years ago, I had Curtis. I wanted to learn from Curtis because he was doing some big things even like a decade ago, and I was like not new in the business, but he was new and good, and I cross-trained with him, and I learned all these goods, and I had people on our Southland Division team and LA Division team listen to him and the goods that he had to offer back then, and we actually implemented a lot of his stuff in our approaches for the OC Fair and then LA County Fair. And then I brought him out 2 years ago, and of course, Curtis always revamps everything and changes it and makes it always better. So having him out 2 years ago, we made some key changes to our approaches, and therefore we were able to get bigger orders faster, if that makes sense. And so I originally obviously cross-trained more so with Curtis, but through the years I've learned from working the LA County Fair and being close to the Deanna Scortinos, the Brandon Browns, Kareem El-Tawanzi, Michael LeMaster, Hans Hilton, all these super Hall of Famers. When you work with them year in and year out for a decade, you're going to start to learn things and get better at what you do. So if you're in a division where maybe you don't have the powerhouses, come out to the West Coast. You got a lot of them. And so obviously being a cross-trainer now, you could come out with me, especially during the LA County Fair. My spots fill up really quickly. I was given the opportunity in September, like, okay, for the fall, Leah, you get 6 cross-trainings. I was done in 1 month, and then in December, they gave me 5 more. So there's a lot of people you could learn from, not just from me, but cross-training does make a huge difference. I've reached out to people like TC Smith, that's part of the South Coast Division. It has people like Matt Graves. TC's awesome. Even Brittany Livingston actually came out for the LA County Fair to learn from us. So if you ever want to cross-train on the West Coast, it's kind of nice in California year-round, so it's not a bad time to come out. Definitely talk to me because I think we have a limited amount, right, that we get every time. So other than that, I've learned so much, and my business keeps on growing every year, and I'm 18 years in, so it makes a difference.
Does anyone follow me on Snapchat here? That is stupid and ridiculous. Any fans of Friday Night Pizza Night? All right. I don't know what my Snap handle is, but if you want to see the craziness that happens, or if you got to see my beautiful kids that were right here just a moment ago, then, I don't know, ask someone that is following me. It's fun. It's ridiculous. I don't post often, but when I do, it's good. I bring all that up because when I was coming up in the business and cross-training was, actually, we would go cross-training before it was a thing, and we didn't get paid for it. We didn't get compensation or anything, and it was just so cool to be able to step into someone's life and actually see how they think, how they operate, how they run their business, but also how they make everyday decisions. And when Jason moved to Arizona back in 2010, I think it was, I just remember what it was like taking an entire week out of my Christmas winter break from college and spending 7 days with Jason Jeffrey, which is 6.5 too many days that anyone should ever spend with Jason in a row. But I did it, and I survived. It was intense, to say the least, but it was cool to see the level of focus that he brought that, or the way that he handled things, the way that he was talking to at the time. Actually, no, he was married to Candace at the time, and how he talked to his wife and how he lived his life. And so that's what's really cool, is that that experience for me was such a game-changing moment in my career, because through cross-training, I was able to tap into that resource and see who that person was beyond a report, and who that person was and the values that they stand for and the things that aligned with me, so I could soak that in and take that in, and the things that didn't align with me that I could just tweak and say, hey, what can I do to make this mine, or what could I do to grow in this area? And it was that same experience I had with Curtis, where we had an opportunity to just have some fun, show me around Colorado, very hospitable, and at the same time, take an actual lunch and focus on the business and have some hard conversations with me that at the time as a student, literally a single conversation while cross-training with with Curtis, at this point 7 years ago. And that conversation took me from shipping $40,000 a campaign as a student to $80,000 a campaign as a student because of a cross-training conversation. And that, again, has flourished into lots of different relationships. Unfortunately, my entire spring cross-training is all taken up. I would be happy, though, to have as many of you guys as possible come out to Arizona, the beautiful sunny weather here. During the summer, it's a little toasty. But the cool thing is that when you do come out, you get to be part of the Mills family for a couple days, and sometimes we give you some pizza on Pizza Friday night. So anyway, it's game changer in my business, and I look forward to having the opportunity to get to impact you guys and hopefully influencing something good. So
Thank you, guys. So I obviously love cross-training just because I get to sit down and I get to talk to you guys all individually, one-on-one, figure out what you're doing in your business, and really kind of understand who you are and what makes you tick. And one thing that's really exciting about cross-training is that sometimes people are stuck in a spot or in a rut, and sometimes they don't understand it because nobody has actually sat down with them and went over exactly what's going on in their business, okay? And I think that that's very important, that when you do come cross-training, you're going to get those type of relationships, but those answers that you've been looking for as well. And we all know that we've been stuck in some ruts, or we had some things in our business that we were like, hey, I've never had a conversation with someone that could actually teach me out of that or help me along the process. What I want you guys to do is just, if you guys are coming out cross-training, there's a few things that I, as a cross-trainer, love when people come out to see me, and I know that the other cross-trainers like this too. So what I would tell you to do is write down a couple of these things that you guys can come out and be prepared when you do come cross-training, because it helps us as well. The first thing that you guys want to do before you guys come out cross-training is make sure that you guys write down all the questions that you have for that person, okay? And what I mean by that is write down every little thing that you have an issue with, or you have a problem with, or you just don't understand, right? People across the nation think that Curtis Jaques uses the buy two, get one free guy, and that's all he sells. Well, I don't sell $750,000 by selling only buy two, get one frees, okay? And the thing is that what I want you guys to understand is that I want you guys to come with questions that say, how do you sell flatware? How do you sell cookware? How do you do this? Because the thing is that the people that you're coming out to see are the people that are really good at those areas, right? They've been chosen for a reason. The other thing, too, is that I want you guys to make sure that you guys come prepared as well. What I say prepared is that you should be at that booth on time every time you come out or whenever you come out cross-training. The other thing, too, is you got to remember you're taking our time away from us, so don't be disrespectful and have your own agenda and then want to try to put us in your agenda, okay? Because some of us are like, no, this is my agenda, and if you don't want to be on my agenda, then don't even come out and see me, right? There's a respect level there. What I say is be prepared. You guys bring your notebooks, okay? Bring all of the stuff that you have with you, because I don't want someone coming to my booth and going, well, do you have any paper for me? What do I look like? I'm not Office Max, right? So the thing is that I want you guys to be prepared, right? Have all your notes. Dress professionally, okay? Dress the way that you're supposed to dress when you guys show up, okay? T-shirts and shorts, that's great if you're in Arizona. But if you come cross-training, I want people to respect you because you're standing next to me, okay? The other thing when I say be prepared is be prepared that if someone comes up to the booth, you don't talk to that customer and start engaging them and trying to sell to them, okay? We all have rules, so what I say, be prepared. When you get there, ask your cross-trainer, what do you want me to do and what do you not want me to do when I'm cross-training, okay? It's a huge question that I want you guys to ask, because there's things that Josh Moeller might let you talk to his customers that come up to the booth to stall them, but if you come out and see me, I don't want that happening, right? So make sure you guys just do that, okay? The other thing, too, make sure that when you guys come cross-training that you guys get all your flight information to your cross-trainers so we know exactly when you're coming in, where you're staying, and how you're going to get to the event, okay? We don't want it where you show up and you're like, okay, I'm here. Are you going to come get me? Well, you should have planned that out because that's not my job to do that, right? Now, the great thing is that if you come cross-training with me and the people that come cross-training, they love coming to Colorado because I usually try to take you to some hot spots to introduce you to Colorado and let you guys know how great my state is and stuff like that. You can come visit, but you cannot move there. Got it? Okay? But the thing is that what we want to do is, like, a lot of us cross-trainers, we open our houses up to you. We open up everything to you. We just want you guys to respect us because we're allowing you guys to have a little piece of our time, right? I really get excited when people do reach out to me and come out because I'm someone that if you do watch me or you come out, you can contact me anytime after you've come cross-training with me because I'm huge about making sure that you're growing exponentially, right? And if you come out cross-training and I notice that your numbers aren't moving or you're not doing something, you probably will get a call from me that says, hey, you know, you came and visited me, you need to sell, right? It's probably just because Olean knows that you came out and cross-trained with me and they're wanting to see your numbers go up, right? So that's what I have for you guys. Just be prepared, be excited about it, ask lots of questions. If you guys are with a cross-trainer and your cross-trainer you're not giving you enough attention, you need to just grab them and say, hey, I'm paying to be here as well. Make sure that I get what I need out of it, right? Because we want to know what you need so that we can help you to the fullest. And if that's not happening, then you need to reach out to other people and say, hey, this is not what I got, right? Because we do. When you guys come out cross-training with us, we want you to go back and represent what we just taught you. Cool?